Yammering. Hey, look, ticket entry. Free. Zagana seems like a fine place to start. You can build around her nicely. Pontiff and Guildmage are both good, but hopefully we send bots into Orzhov and away from Simic. What else are we looking to wheel here? Maybe we wheel something like an admonition. Definitely probably these two come back at least. Now we won't wheel an admonition. We're just going to wheel garbage. It'll be this stuff, but maybe Scuttlegator, you can do worse if we Zagana into Scuttlegator. But we're not going to marry Zagana either. If it's correct to abandon her, we will. Rare is missing here, nothing to look up yet. We have Biogenic Upgrade, which seems like it goes quite well with Zagana, and Collision Colossus, which goes quite well with red and green mana. Law Mage's Binding, excellent as well. If this were first pick, I'd probably just two color, so there's that. But I'm kind of enamored with the Biogenic Upgrade and making that work with Zagana. So let's see if we can head that direction successfully. Slimebind is the on-color pick, but Flames, hey, thank you for the sub. Who's that? Syrinx, appreciate it. We have Flames, the Raise Boar, and Summary Judgment is possibly just the best cards in the pack. Flames, the Raise Boar goes along somewhat with Biogenic Upgrade, and Zagana would even be splashable potentially in a Gruul deck, but if we took Summary Judgment, that could also be splashable in a... No, not really. Not really splashing Summary Judgment. It goes after the cheap stuff. Yeah, Chad is down with the Slimebind, and I am too. I was just making sure that we didn't want to go for the greater power. But with these two picks already, we should just take the super solid Slimebind. Blade Juggler's best card in the pack. We have a Sphinx's Insight and only one uncommon. I don't remember if I missed something, missed a print run check last pack or not, but we'll do it here. Tower Defense. Cult Guildmage and Mortify surround Tower Defense with Depose, Deploy, and Clamor Shaman 2 out. So it's almost certainly Mortify and probably Cult Guildmage, frankly. So we're probably in the right place at least. And I think we'd be looking to splash the Insight here over the Juggler. That's where I'm at. Where are you all at? Nobody wants the Insight. Simic Locket. Now we'll wheel the Locket. The Gate is arguable. I don't like taking Blade Juggler here. We're too into this. I don't see us pivoting to Blade Juggler. So to me, it's Guild Gate or Insight on the splash, which is sad that there's not something better for our deck here. But you really, if we take Blade Juggler, how are we getting to what's happening in the rest of the draft such that we end up Blade Juggling? Are we just trying? Those of you who want to take Blade Juggler, are you thinking that we might pivot into something like Rakdos? Do you think it ends up in a splash, or are you just saying that hey, this is the best card, so just in case Rakdos is wide open, we should be ready for that? I'm just curious where your heads are at and why I'm alone in thinking that Sphinx's Insight is a reasonable consideration here. Wujo thinks more Orzhov. Yeah, I'm just surprised that you would want to spec on Juggler over something that I think is much more likely to actually make our deck. Yeah, we're not tunnel visioning ourselves on Zagana at this point. We're tunnel visioning ourselves on Zagana, Slimebind, and Biogenic Upgrade, which is a lot different of a proposition, right? I'm gonna go with I'm gonna ignore you all and do what I think is right. Eyes everywhere. This is best of 3, so we could take this. I think it's playable against non-blue. You don't want to give them a scry, but you'll trade your early scrying for their biggest threat. Yeah, this is a bad pack. Now Wujo's down with the Insight. Yeah, looks like we maybe Trying to find another 3-color here. There's a Plaza, but I'll take Sneak in this spot. You hate Eyes. Like, never play it. You'd never play it under any circumstances. They're playing, let's say they're playing multiple Gate Colossus. And yeah, I guess they'd have to have blue if they're playing Gate Colossus is the thing, so that does make it dangerous. Guild Gate is the only thing for us here. That makes me so sad. The other thing we can be considering here is that biogenic upgrade. Like, pretend this isn't here. Then we could be saying, oh, maybe we're Azoria splashing Zagana. So let's keep that in mind. And if we were Azoria splashing Zagana, we would just want something like Forbidding Spirit over the gate. I know we have a Gateway Sneak, but we're... and I guess it's a half-color gate. Maybe a half-color gate is worth it over hedging towards the Spirit, given the upgrade. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of the Spirit anyway. Okay, you've convinced me. We'll take the gate just because even if we could still end up Azorius, and if we do, I'm not going to miss this too much. I don't just doesn't feel like an important card to me in the deck, and it's actually pretty oppressive to try and make one dub on turn 3. What do we got? Gateway Plaza. Open the gates. Prying Eyes. Incubation Incongruity is just whatever, even though we're in those colors at this point. Mammoth Spider. I mean, this is actually a good sign in terms of where we're at. Like, I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards we would take with only 8 left in the pack, so that's cool. Incubation seems fine to ZBD. It is fine, but it is exactly just that fine. I kind of like Incubation Incongruity to have... I was just talking about Gate Colossus. Like, I love Incongruity against Gate Colossus because it exiles. But I think for our own sneak purposes, we'll take Open the Gates here. It will also help us if we find an Azorius Gate. It'll help us with this splash. So I'm going to take Open the Gates. Hey, I didn't expect this to wheel, but it did, and we will happily snap it up. Savant seems great here as well. There's a Locket that I would probably play. Simic is pretty mana hungry, so it's a good color. It's a good pair for Lockets, but Lockets are easy to find. Not necessarily in the color that you want, but, you know, I would rather take a Savant here. Another Savant. We have... oh, maybe this is the one where I was thinking we would not wheel the Admonition, and because there's the Scuttlegator that I remember, so we can take. But we'll just take another Savant or a 5. I think is much better than this 6. So probably just taking the 5 though. We don't have one of these yet. There's not the classic argument though is though we can get 5s and we will, and 5s are more replaceable. You know, they talked about this on LR this week in terms of how we're making picks, and Rendhorn is more replaceable than Savant, but we do want some big stuff, and getting it with Riot, it works with Zagana and stuff. So we'll take the big boy here, but it's close. Here's a Locket I will pick up, and there's a Clear the Mind on the wheel. Quench is a maybe. Absorb, Shark to Crab jumps out at me here. There's Combine Guild Mage as well. High Alert, what does that do for us? I'm not really anywhere near the High Alert deck, and Shark to Crab is looking great. We are not heavy towards the gates here, but we could take the Gatebreaker Ram and start picking up more gates and try to get the hybrid on the wheel. Sometimes hybrids wheel. If not, we'll get another Rendhorn on the wheel. I think I like that play. We effectively have 2 gates right now, but we can prioritize gates and get this Ram to be good, actively good. And Gateway Plaza, excuse me, will help towards that. Ministrant is fine. But we're kind of splashing white right now on the Insight, and this isn't really a splash card anyway, so we'll Plaza. Spellbreaker. We have 4 Spellbreakers, so we could take this for gems, and would we be giving up? So if we so this is the free-to-play account. Gems matter, so we should really be making a decision as a stream here on what I want to know is, chat, what do you think improves our gem EV the most? Rare drafting here and taking a sure 20 gems right now. And maybe we play Spellbreaker, probably not. It's just I just think of this as 20 gems. Or we take Senate Griffin or Azorius Guildgate and try to improve our deck by 20 plus gems through Senate Griffin, Spider, or Guildgate. We're in best of 3. Yeah. Interesting. Some people think the gate optimize. We're about 50-50 in terms of optimizing our gems, with the opinion being the gate versus the Spellbreaker. Winning is much better, but does a single Azorius gate actually affect our win percentage to that extreme? I don't believe so. I'm taking 20 gems. And chat slightly agrees with me. The voting there by the end was 54, like 1 up in favor of that play. I'm going to take a hybrid here. 20 gems isn't that much, but that's not the point, ZBD. The point is not how valuable you think 20 gems is. The question is, do you think taking the gate actually increases? I just added 20 gems to this pile. Do you really think taking that gate at the end of this day will, on average, add more than 20 gems to this pile? I really don't think it will. If it was a Gate Colossus, then yes, I'm thinking it probably would. But a single gate, I don't think does. And here we can take the this Gruul Gate, and then maybe we do. I'll throw this guy back in if we get enough. This gives us 3 free red sources, so maybe we're even playing the Spellbreaker. So there you go. It could even help on that front. God, it looks like we are. I mean, I could take Sky Tether on the splash, but we'll just take another gate and another Spellbreaker supporting gate. Here's the gate we really want, though. Great to have one of those with the open the gates, because effectively we have 2 of those. High Alert Wield. Oh, some troubling wheels here, because I kind of want them. It's sad that High Alert came around when we don't really have the deck for it here. Why are you all picking High Alert? There's nothing here for High Alert. You're just like, High Alert, take it! Stop that. Why would we take High Alert? I wonder if there's any cards that actually benefit in our deck from High Alert. Gateway Sneak, there's one. All right, we have 1 High Alert creature and 2 non-bows, and the rest don't matter. Yeah. Definitely gate. Just wanted to see if y'all would get there. Hey, look, we got the Wheel of the Hybrid. There's also Titanic Brawl, but we got another pack to go. We're going to open that rare Simic 2-drop that's going to make all these adapts super cheap. That's my plan. Swirling Torrent. I guess maybe we'll play it. Yeah, I mean, we all know that, though, now, right? I mean, ZBD is agog at the late hybrid, but that's just arena bots right now. Until they change it, I'm actually playing into wheeling hybrids as a matter of course. Shimmering versus Random Beast. We're a little weak on 2s, and we would definitely play this on 2 if we had to run this, so we'll take it. Nice. Hell, we're practically a Gruul deck now. Any other... I will take Stony Strength that has a cool combos with, like, Shark to Crab. It's somewhat non-bowish in terms of preventing from being able to do things like adapt a hybrid, but I think it's still my preference over the gift of strength because of the sneaky untap side and the shark to crab interaction, and the fact that if we don't have an adapt creature, we can still maybe draw off Zagana by Stony Strengthening before she comes out. Well, this is great. Look, we're at pack 2. We're at the end of pack 2, and granted, we got a lot of gates, 26, 25, 23, 22, 21, 20. We have 20 playables heading into pack 3, so woot. And that's the kind of thing that makes me want to take a Tithe Taker here. The Eel is good, but might even wheel. And we have tons of playables. So these are the kinds of factors that I would take into account when deciding to rare draft on an account like this. Again, it doesn't matter what you think of the 20 gems. If you think that's paltry and a pittance and whatever, I don't care how small you think it is. It's a fundamental question of whether we think taking a Tithe Taker will increase this number, will leave this number higher at the end of the day, or taking the Eel will, or the Gate. And I think it's pretty straightforward with this many playables already that Tithe Taker increases our gem expectation significantly more than an Eel in this case, in this scenario that we're in. But yeah, Eel will definitely make the cut. ZBD suggests that Eel might not make the cut, and I disagree. I think I would, if we took this Eel, it would 100% make the cut. I'm not cutting an Eel over things like we have like Swirling Torrent and Clear the Mind, like things that are just Shimmer of Possibility. These are replaceable. Eel's not, or Eel is replaceable, but these would go first. Anyway, I'm going to take the Tithe Taker, and I don't want to screw this up and forget, because we're at, I have a thing here that shows us what we're at in terms of quantities. And, let's see, take a quick look at this. Looks like it's this Thought Collapse or Guild Gate, probably just the Guild Gate. But I want to see, let's see, any other rares? What rares have we taken? We've taken the Tithe Taker, which we want to put in the board, and Zagana. So we want to check Zagana. Did we take any other? What didn't we rare draft? One other? Oh, the Spellbreaker. But Spellbreaker we already had 4 of, I think. But I'll check just in case. So Spellbreaker, Zagana, and Tithe Taker is what we're looking at here. Spell. I guess you need to add more words than spell when narrowing down your magic search. Okay, Spellbreaker we already have. Tithe Taker we need to make one of. And let's see where we're at on Zagana. Did I spell it wrong? Maybe Zagana? No? Oh, maybe I don't have any yet. That's also possible. Let's go to not collected. Add that into the mix and then search for, do I just know how to spell it? There she is. Okay, so we're far off from Zagana, so I'm not going to spend 4 wildcards to craft her. I guess we could. We're expecting to get, we have 24 rares, and I like drafting her, and we're going to keep drafting this set on this account. I usually don't go from 4, though. I think I'm going to leave it. I want to get more sure value out of those 24 rare wildcards until I have a better understanding of how much of a set this account naturally produces over the course of a set. This is the first set where we've had this wildcard conversion technique. Yeah, Peacetime Fawn, I know you don't hate it, but like, I'm not sure this account ever is this account for sure at some point going to draft 4 total Zaganas? If so, we could do that, but we're not going to get full payout for our 20 gems per wild card until we have drafted 4 Zaganas, 3 other Zaganas. And I like waiting to a little bit later in the season and using those wild cards to convert. Like, let's say we already have 1 or 2, and then using the rest to convert before we draft a second or third. Double D's, good morning. Good time zone. Okay, back to this. Where were we at? We were at probably taking the guild gate, right? We have now Ram, and we have Sneak. So we have some support for the gate stuff. The Thought Collapse tends to wheel. So I think we can get this on the wheel. You can probably get the gate on the wheel too, actually. I think it doesn't really matter. I think whichever one of these we take, we get the other one on the wheel. But guild gate, we probably want more. So let's snap that. Here's another gate payoff, and one that we are looking to splash for anyway. Hopefully we wheel hybrid, a choice between hybrid and guild gate, but gotta take the angel here. Another Sneak. Once you are paying off gate rewards, it's hard to justify taking other things over them. So I kind of want to take the Sneak here. Like Biogenic Upgrade is cool, and we love Collision Colossus. Remember, we effectively get free Colossus with all this red gate action. But it's hard to beat a gate payoff. We have enough white sources available that we could start considering something like a Summary Judgment, but we probably just want to be... We're still core Simic, so Code of Constraint or Gruul Beastmaster for the core Simic approach seems good. And also Beastmaster is interesting because we do have the Biogenic Upgrade, and you know, making this a 10-10, because like you riot, put a counter on it, so it gets 1 counter, and then you could Biogenic Upgrade it for 3 more, and then double it for 10 total 10-10. 10-10 Gruul Beastmaster would be something else. That would be fun. Kind of want to do that. Although, yeah, we still do want as many gates as we can get. Hopefully we even wheel this one. We'll find out. I want to take the Beastmaster, though. I think we got some tools to make it fun and good. Chili Bee, get on my team. There's an eel that we could take. We'll see if we wheel that other eel. This Simic Guild Gate, though, obviously highly appealing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 gates. This would be a 9th gate, and in our core colors. Versus... So 32, 31, 30, 28, 76, 24. This is 24, you know, so if we cut like... So this is... We have 24 playables, so we're very good on playables. But I don't want to play the Torrent, if I can help it, actually. Bring that out of the board. So this is like our deck currently. Yeah, I think it's about 60-40 gate versus eel in the voting right now, and I think it's about that close. This is super close. But we are so stocked on playables, I do like saying, let's just gate it up. We did good. We have flexibility because we can... Oh, here's our chance to do the Wilderness Reclamation thing, but I don't think it's good. I think it's just still... I still think it's win more. And we also are not operating a lot on instant speed, besides the adapt stuff. I guess we have Sphinx's Insight. I just don't think it's good. And I'm down with just Scuttle Gating. Boy, oh boy, we have all the Gruul Gates we want. But yeah, we'll take it. There's the Thought Collapse that did come back. And we even got this pick back. So now what? This is a really... this is a pretty important pick here. Let's be critical of our picks now and only play stuff that we really think we just actually like it. And I'm excited about trying to do it. I guess with all of that red, I am happy to play this. Clear the Mind, I don't think I'm interested in. Main deck. So what is this? I'm pretty happy with this. And this is 32, 31, 30, 29, 28, 76, 24, 20. This is 22. This is 22 picks. Yeah. 2, 3, 4. We have 10 gates already. And 22 playables that I'm happy with, and it's a freaking hybrid. So we're going to take the hybrid. Oh, wow. This is playable and great. Mammoth Spider is good. We have to take Colossus. Second Stony Strength, second Quench. I'll take a second Stony Strength. Stony Strength. And that's not a bad final pick. We got 40 gems on the grind. Well, I'm going to go make a note of that in my spreadsheet. And a gem grind on 40. All right. Cool. All right. What do we hate? Or what do we like the least? We've got a Thought Collapse. We've got... Let's check this. We're at 14 creatures, 10 non, just for that reference point. Kind of like to cut a non-creature, because we have Biogenic Upgrade, so we want to make sure we have targets. We could cut one Insight. Kind of like the one Thought Collapse. Maybe we can cut cut Bow's Strength. What do you think, Peanut Gallery? What's our final moves here? Okay, kind of like... Cut the Locket, huh? I guess we're not doing... It's not like we're going to a Colossus or anything. Yeah, I guess we're not going to much of a high end. So that's, and we have 2 insights for card draw, so I like it. That's a good call. Good call, chat. And let's give Zagana her due. She can be the art. I like 17 because we have the Open the Gates. 17 plus Open the Gates. So the kind of 17.5 range seems good to me. And now I need a name. Zagana go all the way. All right. There we go. Seems solid. Maybe low on removal, but try to be proactive, aggressive. Well, we're pretty far off from impactful plays, but this mana is great, and I don't want to pass that. And we have gates for our gate rewards. I'm going to keep it, but this could go badly if they're like Rakdos and we don't find early stuff. But I think we have to keep this. Alright, so we'll throw down a Gruul Guildgate here, and we can drop an island and make a Spellbreaker on 3, so that's cool. How many of you want to trade this for a Azorius Guildgate instead of 20 gems right now? I know, hindsight is easy to brag about, but at least it did play out as, in this case, as I expected, that this would prove more valuable to us than a Guildgate in terms of gems. an argument for haste here if we don't think that we're going to do something about the Twilight Panther, but we have Slimebind, so maybe we'll trick them into trying to trade their Panther for our Spellbreaker, and then we'll Slimebind. And that gives us something to do next turn, and we don't really have a turn 4 play currently. I'm not paying attention to their scries, which is suboptimal, but probably not a huge factor. But, you know, I should be looking. That's where I wish we had a game log, because I just forget to be actively paying attention to that kind of thing, but would still like to be able to look it up when it occurs to me to care. Thank you for the report, ZBD. Topped the last one. Huh. This must be a Blade Juggler or something. I'm curious to why Oppo would be coming at me with a Panther when I've got a Spellbreaker. Ah, there you go. That's why. So we have Thought Collapse up. We'll just play a Gate and be content with that, I suppose. The Hexproof and me having Hexproof on their turn still happens for what that's worth. Wouldn't mind a basic land. Oh, I didn't really check our lands. We need to do that during sideboarding. I just accepted whatever the system handed us land-wise, but who knows how far off that is. We have Chillbringer plus Slimebind or Stony Strength to just outright beat the Griffin. But if we draw an untapped land, I'd like to just get, you know, keep it going. I think I'm going to counter it. It's not great, but I want to use our mana here. Get a little check on that. So they got a couple eyes everywhere. And an ill-gotten inheritance, so we'll bring in our enchantment removal out of the board. We didn't find a... Oh, we can get a basic, but it still doesn't help us, so we're going to get a Plaza. And then we still have Slimebind available if we want. Yeah, we can expose the binding. Yeah, expose is got no shortage of targets here. Is it kind of like doubling infinity, Zach? To have eyes everywhere twice? Okay. This is going to work out. We still have a 3-powered flyer to win air combat with, and I'm not going to tip my hand with the Slimebind. We're going to untap and Chillbring. And actually, we can go Chillbringer on 5, and next turn we can even get Sneak and Slimebind or Renhorn. I'm just thinking I want to sandbag this gate to get the Sneak through, but it's a few turns away, so I'm just kind of talking it through. Because it would actually be also useful to next turn have 6 mana to be able to go Sneak, Slimebind, and Stony Strength. But we'll start with the Chillbring. Definitely doing that.
All right, everyone. Chill.
I think I'm going to hold the gate. I think the gate is more valuable as a card than a mana source here, but I may be being greedy. No blocks. If you activate Eyes Everywhere on Oppo's Law Mage's Binding, does anything happen? You become the controller of an enchantment that is still holding down your creature. They're being very careful about their mana selection. Wanting to leave that one island. Not sure why. Not sure why. Send in this. And could Renhorn, but I'm going to do the sneak thing here. We'll sneak, and we'll have both Stony Strength and Slime Bind ready. Or do they have a quench? No? We could pay for it. I'm just curious what the pause was about. I guess they just have activations, so we can't read anything into their pauses. Yeah, I was thinking Essence Scatter, but then they needed one more to draw the card, so I think it was just to keep blue. I don't know what they were thinking. Maybe they were thinking they might draw an island and they have an Essence Scatter. I'm not sure. It's not Essence Scatter, but Essence, whatever it is. Blue, counter a creature, add a counter. Capture, yeah. So we can go for the Stony Strength here, but they've got a fistful of mana. Still, what are we doing if we're not? I'm going to go for it. We'll see if it works out. I feel like if it doesn't work out, it might be because it gets countered, in which case at least we don't lose the Chillbringer. No, Eyes is sorcery. Right, I think Peacetime Fawn is correct on why they deliberately left an island. They might have just had blue 2-drops that they could have cast. And we're thinking about that, and we're like, all right, we're going to leave an island in case we draw land and 2-drop or something. I don't know what this pause is about. Tends to be a good sign when there's a pause, but they could be messing with us. I don't know. That's effectively a 2-for-1, because now we lost a Chillbringer and a Stony Strength to that play. But man, is our enchantment removal going to be good. I think we're still pretty good. We got Archway Angel going to give us a bunch of life. We've got endless gates now to draw cards with. We can play a Rendhorn here. Or we can take a turn to Slime Bind the Thrall. I'm hoping we draw like a 3-drop, then we can Slime Bind the Thrall and do something else besides just that. Not what I was thinking about, but maybe that's better than Slime Binding a Thrall. But if we're doing that, I should just Rendhorn. With Angel coming up, if we assume Angel resolves, because I think they just count. If they had like Quench there, they just counter it. So I'm gonna go with the max mana play. Yeah, if they've got a counter too, great, counter this. Okay, they did have Quench. Interesting that they chose to quench. They chose to Law Mage the Chillbringer over quenching the trick. I try to quench whenever I can. You never know when you're going to get a chance to quench again. Yeah, I get what you mean, but it's like, but Quench is like, it's just not like I said, I get that they went for the 2-for-1, but I go for not making my Quench an 0-for-1, if you know what I mean. Like, I just love making sure I get value out of Quench. Now, if they have another Quench, I guess we lose this game of Magic, but we're sure going to try and gain some life and get back in this. Angel now and see if they have Quench. Why would that change? Like, why? I don't know why you want to Angel before we at least attack with the sneak. I see. To have a blocker with the sneak? No, I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna. If we're losing to a second Quench, we're losing to a second Quench. But I'm not gonna play around that. We could do that, knowing that we have that plays around Quench. And nah, I'm not gonna do it. Not playing around Quench. We're just gonna try and get life here. They double Quench us. You got me, Oppo. I love that we have Admonition as well, because now if Oppo would like to steal the Angel, we can Admonition our own Angel back and recast it and keep the Eyes Everywhere. So this Admonition is actually just amazing. Do it. Take the Angel with your Eyes Everywhere. What could go wrong? Oh, I desperately want Oppo to take my Angel. I'm wondering if rolling over his eyes, or their Eyes Everywhere, is helping or hurting that possibility. What is this about? Is this just... They're suggesting that this is just a free, a no-risk attack, and so I gotta make this block. Actually, I don't gotta. We're at 17. I was thinking we were lower than we were. Probably just take that, even. If they Blade Brand, that would be sad, and I would feel silly. Because there's no need to put the Angel at risk for 1 life point. That was silly. Suboptimal. Because we really want them to take the Angel so we can bounce it. But it looks like they're not going for that. We can go for my... we can play the Beastmaster and see about getting that upgrade trick down. We have Slime Bind. I'm just going to start with an Angel attack. See if that produces anything. Got plenty of mana to handle the unexpected there. Making sure they're leaving me with what I want. I get... Yeah, we got everything we want with that. So we'll throw this out there. I think this puts them in a position to really have to now... Well, they don't know yet, though. But, like, we have the potential to make the Angel a 13 whatever next turn off the Beastmaster. 13. It's just... Yeah. 13 power. Not that we would necessarily distribute our counters that way, but I'm thinking about it. Perhaps Oppo is just content to scry one every turn rather than give me a chance to get something back. Is it time to slime bind? Yeah, let's slime bind this thrall now. All right, happy to get that absorbed. We have much better stuff waiting in the wings. And now we're cleared to biogenic upgrade. Now our big challenge is figuring out what the right upgrade play is. First, let's make Sneaky Sneaks unblockable. And yeah, I wasn't even sure I wanted to cast that slime bind there, so having it countered is no big deal. But do we just put it all on the Beastmaster? We do make the Beastmaster a 10-10. If we do that, then the Twilight Panther just eats it. Yeah, and then we get some in the air. Yeah, that's true. All right, we'll just do... Yeah, we'll give up the Beastmaster for the massive turn. Is that what we're okay with doing? Because if we do that... Yeah, we could bounce the Panther and do it. Let's see. Yeah, we can do both. I'm down with that. Let's do that then. Okay. So... 1, 2... Oh, wait, we don't have the mana for it unless we draw, do we? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, we'd have to... Yeah, we've already played a land, so we can't do that till next turn. We're definitely starting here, then. We could put all on the sneak. Because the Beastmaster just does double duty. But... Yeah, we could just spread it around. That's the other thing. I'm down with spread it around. Gotta make a decision here. I'm not sure this is right, but we're gonna try. We put all on sneak, and it doesn't win us. If it doesn't win us the game outright, I don't want to invest all into one creature. Is the bottom line. And putting it all on the sneak would not win us the game outright. And if we don't draw a gate, it can't even get through the next turn. We'll do that, though. Here I am, sipping at nothing. Make this go away from me, so I stop sipping at nothing. I hate it when I do that. Valhallas, welcome. Yeah, I didn't really look at the attack back. Probably should have. I just assumed we had enough of a cushion, but there's no guarantee there. One. I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I see 7 on the crackback. I mean, it still goes pretty low, but yeah. Oh, I see. Yeah, because they're gonna block the Twilight Panther, but save it. So sure, yeah, it does go to 1. Hey, look, we got a block. Yeah, it was great to get some extra defense there with a lucky 2-drop draw. Actually, we could... I've been thinking about using Admonition as a response to Eyes Everywhere, but of course we can just use Admonition as to get our Chillbringer or Spellbreaker back if we want. So, like, especially since Spellbreaker can have haste, if it comes to that, we should consider that. Yeah, or gain 14. Lots of Admonition plays next turn if we can just survive here. Love me a hybrid, of course, but we are not going to mess around with our life total in this spot. Lots of ways we could win this game, but I'm going to go with this one. Ooh, maybe we'll go with that one. Let's see. Each creature... Oh, no, it doesn't actually do what I want. So we'll go... and I don't want to show him Zagana. We're just going to go... Admonition on Spellbreaker. Now, a safe play is bounce Spellbreaker and win. So... it was a bit Warzov, but there was some blue there, so it was kind of like Esper control. Esper control. Exposed definitely gets in there. Torrent probably gets in based on the double eyes, although they were pretty disciplined about not using it. So, I don't know, maybe... Yeah, let's cut Stony. I like that for making that fit. So a Stony and an Insight can make room for those things we just added. I don't like cutting down on our card draw, though. Maybe there's another... I still want to keep that for sure. Thought Collapse. You maybe just cut the Torrent and put the Insight back. Ooh, good point. Good point. Maybe I like this over the Torrent. Is it just your creature? Yeah, you control... Torrent gets back stolen creatures, which I kind of like. This only deals with bound creatures, but it does... We saw 2 of those, so I kind of like that. I don't know if it's worth playing just for that. We did a value Justiciar's Portal play one time when we had like literally 7 or 8 things that I would have been happy to re-trigger ETB. I don't know about the handful that we have. We've got Zagana, triggering, Angel, Chillbringer. Oh, darn it! Sorry. Ah, that enchantment removal is going to be so good. Sorry, folks. Got into the headspace of it and forgot my own clock. Let's see, what are we going to do? Oh, and I also didn't change the land, which is obviously bad, because we don't want planes in this deck. Yikes, I might have just given up this game on that. I don't like this. We're going to mulligan this one. Try to find our way back after that. Oops. But this looks like a keep. And go away, Beastmaster. We need land. We beat him unsideboarded once, we just gotta do it again, right? No, it's my fault. I gotta be on this stuff. Island lets us hybrid now, and then if we draw another basic, we can get the sneak down with Guildgate ready. So I'm going to go with the island hybrid here and cross our fingers for a basic land on top. No such luck, and I'm not going to make that offer. Although maybe I will. What's the real plan here? We've got Sharktocrat. Like, I don't have anything in hand that's going to stop that Panther from getting its man. So let's give it this scary, quote, 6/6 that actually has only been a grizzly bear for us so far. Yeah, I really wish it did. If it did, I wouldn't have screwed that up, right? Maybe I'll contact Mr. Clay and suggest that, because it's not the first time I've done that. I've done it several times. Make a little note of that. Ooh, double sneak. They're stuck on land, so are we. But I love a sneak with a Colossus that you can cast. Oh, this is going to get quenched, though. It's not like we can not cast stuff, though. Well, oh shoot, we can't cast the Colossus side. We don't have the tools for that yet. We do have Stony Strength, but that doesn't get it done either. So unfortunately, we're just on Staring Contest until we can get our Colossus online through finding another green source. Yeah, hybrid. Join the party. They've got eyes everywhere, probably going to find what they need now. Get some land. I don't want to attack and bluff something and then have them have an avenue to get the sneak in easily if they, like, kill the hybrid or something. I really don't want them to connect with the sneak. And there's no way, like, we attack with a sneak and they, what, they're not going to block? They got to block. They're in a position where they kind of have to block, so I just don't think the bluff actually works. Still stuck here. Probably have to admonition here looking for land and trying to figure out what makes the most sense to do. Yeah, we could kill the birdie, but that doesn't seem super important to me. I'm going to set him back. Then we can actually attack, because I'm not afraid of the this coming back and getting us for a card. So we'll get in for 2 here. Didn't find land, but at least we cleared a non-land from the top of the deck, so we're a little more likely to find one. Unfortunately, I have to use the admonition there. Admonition is very powerful against Oppo's various strategies, but we really need to find land. Okie dokie, getting there. We'll be able to Colossus next turn. We get a sneak attack in. This actually, let's go ahead. Let's kill this bird, though. And get in. Scry top, okay. Another Thrall. No, we don't have any. I was trying to see if we had tricks that would allow a blocked sneak to actually kill the Thrall, but we don't have that. So let's go ahead and do that. Ship that. I didn't really mean to attack with a hybrid, but I actually think it's fine. If we have to, we'll 2-for-1 ourselves on the Stony Strength, but I don't think they'll make that block. It screams of you're just throwing away your Thrall. But that, I didn't mean to. But there you go. Like, it's funny. I didn't mean to attack with the hybrid, but clearly I should have been thinking about it and deciding whether or not that bluff attack was worth it. Because it worked. Like, I didn't mean to bluff, but I did. So that's an interesting observation to me there anyway. I'm going to play Shark to Crab. We then have activate Shark to Crab and put Stony Strength on it, freezing up to 2 creatures next turn. But yeah, that was interesting. Accidental bluff that worked is a reminder that we need to really be thinking more about when we can get away, get damage in. It's a dangerous game, though. If they block there, they would get a 2-for-1, you know? But you can also risk card disadvantage a little more when you're in a game where you're producing a ton of card advantage. And then the board control can be worth a little card disadvantage. So that's another factor when considering those types of bluffs. But it's tough calculus, you know, to figure out when to do that. And interestingly, they now have us on something in hand that we don't have. So that there's some value there that is hard to put a number on or whatever, but it's not bad. We can play a gate and have 5 mana. We can. We can play an island and threaten hybrid. I like just gate, and then we'll freeze the Thrall. I'm going to skip the bluff this time. Wouldn't be a good bluff in this spot anyway. Yeah, we're really looking out for Quench. But does it, you know... To that end, not sure I care. Like, maybe, let's see what we draw here. If they quench this, we take 5, potentially going to 6, and then the air gets a little tough, but we do have Shark to Crab tapping everything and making life rough on them. We could pass and have Sphinx's Insight and open the gates available. We've seen one this game already. I'm going to make him have it. Double D's, the reason why I'm delaying that play is if they didn't have the Quench there, then that Shark to Crab plus Stony Strength play next turn really just wins the game. So I was kind of going for the win there and making them have a Quench. They had it, but we're not... we're still in good shape here, I think. A little unfortunate to lose a flyer, though. But the Thrall is going to stay tapped for a long time to come here. For at least 2 turns in a row. So if they want, they can get 5 here. To get 5 means either investing mana in couriers or tapping them, which I also like. But yeah, I was trying to set up a play where the Shark to Crab nonsense happens with an extra 3/3 flyer on the table. You know, then it's just lethal. And they're trying to decide now, I think, whether to invest mana into Vigilance for extra damage from the courier, and whether or not they can attack with the Thrall, or whether they just might as well attack with the Thrall, knowing that I do have the Shark to Crab activation. Oh no, they were scrying. I thought they were trying to decide whether to attack. Well, they're just in a tank about scrying then. But that's the question they have to ask here, is how much mana do they want to invest in Vigilant Couriers for extra damage. All right. So now I wonder if we Sphinx's Insight to get some life cushion. If we're at a virtual... If they assume they draw land, putting us at a virtual 2 off of this, then getting 2 more and locking this down keeps us in range. So yeah, I kind of like the... I do like the Shark to Crab play here. And we'll also go gate. Okay, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, I should have just won. Darn it. I played a gate, but what I should have done 4, 5, 6 is with 7 I had activate this and put a strength on the crab, and now we don't have that. Darn it. But do we still win? We get 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah. Let's go. I think we have to Insight. I think we need the life. But I should have just won. Annoying. Angel is nice. That should help a lot if we can resolve that next turn. What I'm going to do here, I'm going to go ahead and play the Open the Gates. Oh, we're going to have to discard. It doesn't matter. We're just going to discard land. I'll play the Open the Gates to thin our deck a little bit. We'll get a Simic Guild Gate and end the turn. Ditch that. And I want a Stony Strength on their turn. If they have a land, they can activate Ill-Gotten and win, right? No, because I have Stony Strength to tap down their Thrall. And the 1 damage from the Shark to Crab didn't matter as much as using the Stony Strength for the freeze effect after they had untapped for their turn. So that's why I'm waiting. So they went bottom. That happens so much to you, Meadowhawk. I don't know how that happens to you. Because, I mean, look, if you have something to do, as we do, it stops for you. I'm sorry that's happening to you, but I don't know why that would. We're going to do this. And now, at least, even if they counter this, then they can't activate the Ill-Gotten Inheritance. So I think we make it to next turn no matter what here. Yeah, so they... And we get to Shark to Crab again, you know, so, like, preventing it still did the job of keeping us alive this turn. And we're going to gain a ton of life if they don't have another counterspell. Alright, so let's go, let's see, a 5, 6, 7. So we don't have a 1-mana play we want to make, so let's play Plaza and use the remaining 6 on the Angel. Right, just make sure my math is right. Yes, it's fine. And we can pay here, and I'm just going to do this now. All right. Whew. Failed to sideboard, didn't do our land right, but still managed to squeak out a win there. Where'd my record go? Oh, why'd you go up there, record? Come back down here. All right. Good stuff. All right. Those were decent games. Don't know if either of those were separated out as a separate upload or whatever, but if you think so, let me know. Remember, I'm trying to keep an eye out for the games we think are worthy of elevating to one-off watch this game recommendations. So we have the Angel and 2 Sphinx's Insight. We have 3, 4, 5, 6 sources currently. I guess we want like 1 planes. 4 sources for 3. And then blue currently has 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And green has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9, 8, 4 plus 1, 2 plus 6 free sources of red, because that's how that worked out. And then we still have 2 more back to add, so we can go up to what was blue was on 8, so let's add 1 more island to get blue to 9. We could get blue to 10. We also have open the gates though, so maybe we just want green to 10, and then it effectively turns blue to 10 as well, because we have yeah, it's really the 5th. Yeah, it's a 5th white source, because this is white source. So really, open the gates is a 5th white source. We're doing great there. So we should just add another green. Then we're at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, we're at 10 blue, 10 green, 7 red, and 5 white. That seems great. That's much better. Just about jacket time here in chilly Seattle. Not casting these anytime real soon, but we have a turn 3 question mark sneak. How greedy are we? I'm going to keep this. We'll get there. That's excellent, because that provides us a turn 3 sneak so that the turn 4 gate gets the sneak through. Ooh. Could play an island now for the hybrid, potentially drawing out removal. And if we happen to draw another basic land, we get double gate for the sneak. If we don't draw a basic land, we put off the sneak by a turn. No, I'm going to go for a sneak on 3. We're very lucky that Rakdos didn't drop something on 2, especially with the sketchy hand we kept. Now we'll see if they take time to kill the sneak, or if they just want to get their aggro on, build their board out. Jordan, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the stream. They're getting pretty big pretty fast over there, but we are what we are. We're going to play this gate and get through for a card. play the hybrid, and then happily trade it for... Oh, that's fantastic. And we're going to try and trade this for the roustabout. And then next turn we have Zagana Gate attack with Sneak. We might see about waiting on Zagana to get a card if we somehow draw something else to play, but if we have nothing else we can play on turn 5 besides Zagana, we're definitely going to play Zagana. Alright, so well, let's start here though. We can play Zagana afterwards. Surprised they didn't offer this trade. Like, most people just want to get the Soroform off the table before it's a 6/6. But we'll leave it back on D. Meadowhawk, what you got to do is start a stream. Then you have dozens of people telling you exactly what you did wrong at every stage of the way, and you know exactly what happened in that spot. Yeah, we didn't draw anything else to get, but we did get a gate for next turn, so that's cool. And we're not going to be greedy. We're going to get our 4/4 down ASAP. And it can become an 8/8 quite quickly if they don't deal with it. But it pretty much says kill this, so I'm kind of expecting consign to the pit here or something. And still offering this trade. I don't care about the hybrid. Be nice if it were 6/6, but that's not our plan here. Our plan is inevitability, not desperately make sure this gets to become its full 6/6. We had another one anyway. Can't block, so going to attack, although no need to use the gate since they're not showing blockers. Let's just attack. If we draw a regular land, we might want to just play the Angel here, so doing that. We did not. Now do we want to play a land at all, or just save that for... Yeah, we do, because we have Angel to come down and really put us out of life range. So we'll do that anyway. And let's bring the chill on the Wrecker.
All right, everyone, chill.
We could activate Zagana, but they've got a lot of mana open, and I'm not interested in that risk when we have this game well in hand. Almost the question is, like, what do we show them? I don't care. Let's let them know they got an Angel to deal with. Might just get the scoop. Yep. That'll do it. Rakdos. What do we like against Rakdos? Second Stony Strength. I think we kind of just run it back against Rakdos. I don't see anything here that I think, yeah, that's going to make Rakdos worry. Might be able to surprise him with a portal, but that's a splash color, so I don't really want to head that direction. Yeah, that's the thing. We're not really white. I mean, I want to play these against aggro because we're pretty light on the white. Let's just run it back. No blue anywhere. But opponent's going, I'm going to keep this too. I'm going to be greedy. We just need a little bit. We just need blue, and then this hand is amazing. So I'm keeping. We have 10 sources of blue. We have 3 stingers. Look, blue. I'm not going to do this yet, though. We're going to go gate. Open the gates on turn 2 for a blue-white gate, and then gateway sneak on 3 with the forest. Clamor Shaman, nice card. But so is Gateway Sneak. Let's see if we can make that work. So is Zagana. Next turn looks like we don't have the blue for the Thought Collapse. Maybe we'll draw it, but if we drew untapped blue sources, I'd probably just play Zagana anyway. There's some more good combos out there. It's more just a timing thing. Like, I've just had to prioritize a lot of different things in my life of late, and unfortunately, bells and whistles for the stream have gone to the back burner a little bit lately, and I'm sorry about that. I know my my lovely subs deserve more, but I will provide eventually. So we have choices. If we play the gate, we can't cast anything unless we draw something. If we play the island, we can do something this turn and then have the gate for next turn. I kind of like that. Let's just, again, not be too greedy with Zagana. It's nice to draw cards and everything, but we can take Sphinx's Insight as a turn as well. No, I'm going to do it. We'll just, we just want to play our 4. I could have bluffed with the sneak, but I think they're blocking 100% of the time. Is anybody in chat not blocking the sneak with their shaman if you got attacked in that spot? Like, Inheritance triggers the juggler for Oppo. That was nice for them. All right, we're looking solid though. We get this. We get biogenic upgrade next turn. Can't really attack with the speaker, but we can send in this. And yeah, this is all we got this turn, really. I mean, we could hold up Thought Collapse. Maybe it's worth Thought Collapse here. And the 2 life isn't actually... We're Rakdos, so we'd like the 2 life, but I'm going to leave it up as an instant, actually. We can decide whether to Thought Collapse or draw cards. I'm almost always trying to get the 2 life out of this card, but this is a spot where, with the Thought Collapse, I think it's correct to play our options. And here you go. Yes, we will be countering that. Yeah, I don't think I want to go right into biogenic upgrade. We can just adapt Zagana here as the play, I think. Do that. Sure. They might just be waiting for us to invest in it so they kill it, but it does get in a big punch right now. Yeah, it feels great to counter that. Yeah, I think we have the life total that we can do this. right. This is a little greedier than I usually am. I'm a little more... like, I don't like to put in 6 until it feels like it's kind of like the last thing we're doing. But... I felt our life total was high enough to warrant applying some heavy pressure. Since they hadn't spent the time to kill Zagana yet, maybe they just can't. That was my thinking. That, like, she would already be dead if they had the removal for it, so maybe we just get an 8/8 here. If they, like, tap out here, I think we just win. Alright, what kills Zagana at instant speed? Now I kind of want to go look. Gather... Any ideas? What am I get the point? They only have 4 though. Get the point is 5. Instant. And CMC less than or equal to 4. And is black or red? Search. Sorry, long search. Bedevil, Bladebrand. I think we're pretty safe. Well, let's do this. I think we're pretty safe. But we have Angel, so I'm just going to use Angel as backup. If they got Bladebrand here, congratulations, you get Bladebrand, and we're going to make an Angel. This just seems like the Angel just kind of closes this out, so... if they don't scoop here, we'll definitely make the biggest Zagana we possibly can next turn for science. They may just be trying to figure out how to not die through toughness to block trample and activation of the ill-gotten. We'll see. If we biogenicked entirely on Zagana, it'd get 14 plus 8 for the full 22, yeah. Or we can just do... Oh, they didn't give us a chance. Yeah, I think they just did the math there. And didn't look good for them. Cool. We are in gem territory and we have not taken a loss yet, so that's sweet. I don't think we've taken a game loss yet, actually. And give me one moment. I'm going to go find my jacket, and then we'll get on with the match. Next match. Okay, we're back. I kind of agree with Meadowhawk that Ill-Gotten is overrated, only in the sense that, but more that it's an often misapplied card. It's often put in decks where it doesn't fully belong. We're going to keep this. We have Sage's Row to find green for this other stuff. Find us some land, Savant. I like us some Soroform, but we need all the land we can get, so we're only going to keep land on top. Obviously, we snap block here if given the chance, but I don't think we will be given the chance. If so, we're probably losing Savant to a removal, but that's fine as well. Interesting. So the only removal they could have is Stony. Okay. If you want to hold your hybrid to a 3/3, we'll do that. No, they're going to trade. Okay, cool. It's not really its purpose in long games, though. If you're saying, like, if you're playing a control deck and you have no other win condition but an ill-gotten inheritance, then I guess it's doing that job. But you want to build up a board presence. Like, it's at its best when you build up an early aggressive board presence, hit them a bunch of times with small creatures, and then drop this thing that's just going to finish them off. In the control context, you're talking about, I'm drawing cards, I'm doing this, I'm playing a wall, and, you know, and yeah, it is inevitability, but it's really a rough spot if it's the only play you've got, and your control deck trying to stay alive. Oh, it didn't give you a Vandal. And I probably should have just chilled that. Good Slimebind, but we don't have. We want land, so I'm going to actually admonition it, and you'll get another. You get another chance at the old meme. Great, we needed that. That's why we did that. Alright, well that's going to get slimy. And we can also make a hybrid, so that seems like a reasonable 1-2 punch here. I guess we can wait on that. They're not playing counter magic. I'm going to throw the Slimebind on, make sure this happens successfully. And then it actually allows us to block with the hybrid. We put the hybrid at somewhat risk here, but I'm okay with that, I think. Oh, I don't know. They've got a pause. Maybe I need to think about this. Yeah, this pause is actually... Oh, okay. Well. So it goes. Just a 1-for-1 at least.
Extreme, I rock a mic like a vandal, light up a stage and wax a chump like a candle. Dance.
Guess we do this, and we could save the Thought Collapse, but I'm going to make a Beastmaster. Where do I rank the guilds? I think my favorite guild is Esper. Which is to say, I like the white guilds a lot. And I like the green guilds in the middle, and I like Rakdos last, but I will happily play any of those that are open. I'm truly looking for the open seat in this format. Like Luis said that about guilds, for example. And I didn't feel that way about guilds the way I do about this format. Okay, so we keep being a little bit behind on our curves. Shark to Crab can become an 8-6. But we're probably looking to take a big hit from the Troll Bread and biogenic our way through this. After that. Yeah, let's do that. This can become a 7-5 trample. But we're going to wait on that. I think if they get frisky here, we could surprise them and just, like, win. Still pretty good. Not as good as you thought, but still fine. Do get 2 triggers, Short West says. I'm trying to parse that. Do you mean that we should make an effort to activate the Shark to Crab and then cast Biogenic Upgrade so that we get the trigger twice? If so, I understand the desire for that, but we'll see what the game presents us in terms of opportunity here. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yes, it does get 2 because you add and then double. Nice, nice, nice. That's actually quite important. It maybe means we win the game next turn if they don't do something significant here. I'm going to take all this, hope that they... Yeah, that's good. I wanted them to do that. And now I just want them to have nothing else to do. That's too bad. But let's see what we can do about this game. All right, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 7 mana. We can Shark to Crab with Thought Collapse up and just freeze the troll for a couple of turns, actually, and send in now. That's interesting, because that gives us... Let's see. Now, then we don't do Collision Colossus, though. Should Shark with Colossus instead. Well, let me start with... if we attack... Again, I want to freeze Trollbred on Oppo's turn, if possible. Maybe we just give up on the Thought Collapse, and then we can kind of do it all. What if we do, like... I'm not sure this is fully correct, but I'm going to give this a try. We're expecting that, and so I am going to go ahead and we still have Thought Collapse and Shark Yeah, I'm giving up on the Thought Collapse. I just want to make sure we can still Shark to Crab, and we can. So we're going to do this and save it. And I think we're in a really good spot here now. There's a lot of ways we could have played that, but this really just sets them way back in their ability to get us dead. Alright, Thought Collapse not looking amazing anymore, but Winning's looking amazing. Let's do that. Swam it. Yes. Okay, so what do we have there? Green, red. We were up against Gruul. Bouncing Gruul can be all right because they're so expensive. Didn't see any. We saw the Rhythm of the Wild. Didn't see anything else, though. Not sure I want to bring this in just for Rhythm, but Thought Collapse is also worse against a known Rhythm, but it's just one card, and we can Thought Collapse a non-creature. Just got to remember not to try and collapse creatures. Yeah, I don't think we have much to do to bump up. We could make maybe play the Gator to have a bigger presence on the ground. Over what? Over, like, a Beastmaster? Beastmaster was fun there, though. I kind of want to do that again. I think we just run this back. I didn't see a change there. I don't know. If we go to game 3 and we see more enchantments, we'll consider that, but did you accidentally summon me? Yes, Siri. Sure. Get to go find either a plaza or a white gate of some kind. Oh, we got a white gate, so we can decide whatever we want. Maybe go get the red gate so we have our red splash. But we'll start with this. Use this now and get a, well, we could get, if we got the plaza, what would we be doing next turn? No, we want to cast the hybrid next turn, so we'll get a red one. Good, Draconis. I'm working on sponsorships, and I think I had a good meeting with a potential. Alright, that showed us no quench. I was ready for this to be quenched, but at least be nice. It's nice to know they don't outright have one for sure. I'm gonna say no blocks. We got a Slime Bind. We got, looks like they're short on mana, so that's good for us. We can decide Stony Strength here. We could Slime Bind here. If we Stony Strength... Alright, we would happily showed them a lot more cards, but maybe they didn't care. I guess they saw a lot in game 1. Wow, so we're just storming through here. That was hardly a game of the day or anything, but we'll take the win. Crack a pack real quick here. No, Starbucks doesn't want me as a sponsor. And I couldn't hawk Starbucks anyway. I couldn't, with a straight face, tell people that that's their best coffee option. My best deck so far with RNA. Why don't you tell me, Dionysus? Go look at them all. You can filter the columns by RNA and filter them to show 7 and 5 win decks or whatever, and find my best deck. There have been a lot of really good ones. Probably the best one though would be like if we want to go way back to the beginning, I think I had a gate deck that had 12 or 13 gates and 7 or 8 excellent gate payoffs that just really couldn't, it was excellent. Right? That was way back. But sometimes your best decks aren't even the ones that win the most, though. Bust out with an amazing deck. A great coffee chain in the Pacific Northwest. Gosh, I'm not even a good... I go to a lot of small independent places that maybe have a couple of places. Like there's I like Diva. Diva Espresso is pretty solid. But I just make my own coffee. I just don't... I'm not a good source for what great cafes to go to. The great cafe to go to in Seattle is My Kitchen. Yeah, you can see the deck list by clicking on the... well, not all of them. The older stuff might not have it, Dionysus, but where possible, where I started to, if you... here, let's take a brief moment, since Dionysus is looking at this anyway. I'll show him what I'm talking about. Show you all what I'm talking about. On my results spreadsheet... this is from some other account that's logged in. Anyway, we're working on this one right here. But if we wanted to see how some best RNA, we can sort. We'll clear this and only show RNA. And then we'll clear this and let's show wins of at least 4, 5, 6, or 7. And so here's some of my best RNA decks, and to look at them, it looks like we don't have the Teamer Gates one, but you can look at anything else. So here's a 5-1 paid. So this was a 5-1 deck. This was pretty early in the format, though. This doesn't look like a great deck to me by our current standards, but this is one of the very first decks. So maybe they got better. We're gonna look later. Like here's a 7 and 2. We tried this one. I remember this was on air. And so also, so not only can you look at the decks and say, well, that was a 7 and 2 deck right there. How good was that? But you can also say, well, how did it play? And say, well, I'm actually going to go back and I'm going to watch this one. Oh, removed by the user. I'll have to fix that. I think there was a problem with... I've gotten much better at loading uploads without copyrighted music, but I'm going to kill this. Delete link. Unlink. There we go. Don't want to have a bad link. Anyway, you can actually go to the YouTube videos for the deck in question for the most part if you wanted to watch the draft in question. And I try to set the videos to, start basically as soon as we get into the draft. So there's extra YouTube content for you. And Dionysus, you can scour the spreadsheet looking for what you think are my best decks, and then go actually check out the actual YouTube video in some cases. But we'll get this off screen now and get back to the action. What beans do I buy? KCat asks. I buy unroasted beans from sweetmarias.com, and I roast them myself at home. Pack one, pick one, Senate Guild Mage, Syndicate Messenger, or Azorius Knight Arbiter. I'd take the Knight Arbiter out of those choices. It's gold, but it's significantly better than those two monocolored... I think it's better than the Senate Guild Mage, and significantly better than the monocolored card. I think I would take Knight Arbiter over Get the Point as well. It's a lot of land, but we've got an Insight and an Angel that's going to take advantage of all of this, so unless we get really rolled very quickly, we should be able to stabilize here. Yeah, K-Cat, I do, and that's also why I just don't generally, like... I've given coffee rants before, and you can go actually look at my clips and soapbox section to find this coffee rant, so I won't repeat it. But to homogenize the flavor and get a consistent tasting cup that people expect, most places have followed the Starbucks model of going super dark. I guess we just want this. Yeah, they go super dark so that... and the analogy I always use is toast. If you lightly toast a piece of wheat bread or sourdough bread, you're going to be able to tell the difference between the end result. But if you burn a piece of wheat and a piece of sourdough, they're going to taste largely the same. And so on the coffee front, cafes and Starbucks especially over-roast / burn their beans so that it homogenizes the flavor toward a single profile of burn. And... so by roasting myself, I keep it under that over-roasted burn level, and the natural, interesting flavors and profiles from an individual bean really come out, and you can tell the difference. Yeah, people say they want. So this is true. This is interesting, and it's human nature, and it goes to show how successful, like, marketing and perception and whatever. There is definitely a perception in the world that strong, dark coffee is real coffee. That has definitely become kind of the normal thing to consider. And so if you ask people, what kind of coffee do you like, light or dark? They say dark. Do you like, strong or weak? Strong, dark, strong, heavily roasted coffee is what people always answer that they like. Then if you do blind taste tests and say, drink these coffees, what do you like? People, the same people who are saying I like strong, dark, inevitably choose weak to medium strength light roast coffee. So when you actually have people taste test, they choose much different profiles. So unfortunately, we are getting rolled as feared. So I'm going to take this turn to actually at least gain some life. Top mistakes. That's an interesting question, Dionysus. I'll have to think about that one. Like someone looking to go from under 500 to above 500, like where is the most likely leak in their game? The trouble is it's probably just a collection of 1,000 cuts. You know, it's a... All right, we got a ram to help us out. Let's see if we can... And we can even have the stony strength if needed. But it's probably a mix of the quality of your drafting, the quality of your plays, the quality of your ability to see the lines to begin with. Oh my gosh, what an amazing embrace. Can't do nothing about that. Although we do get, we're gonna get 8 life next turn, so maybe that's enough. We kept a bit of a slow hand, and Oppo had the perfect set of cards to punish, and we're still not out of it, so I do like our chances in the next games if we can do some sideboarding and get some... Although I don't know if we're sideboarding in anything. There's nothing really here to get. Yeah, we just flooded. Not much to do about the flood here. We need to take that 6. I think we're just dead, though. Let's see. If we go 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, block here... They can't activate twice, right? Yeah, so I guess we go... We play a gate so that if we... Because why not? And we're blocking the juggler, going to 1, and then maybe we have outs to bounce and replay Angel, but that doesn't seem right either. I think we're just dead, but maybe they'll show us some more. It's awfully hard to know about your gameplay without seeing it. You're likely making mistakes in there that are costing you and are part of your failure to clear 500. But it's I don't know if I can just snap off what the thing is that you could just easily do something about, you know, without watching you play. So start streaming, Dionysus, and then we'll all come hassle you and show you exactly what you're doing wrong. We have no outs, so let's not show them anything more and let's get on with our lives. Little too slow. That was a good hand for a lot of matchups, but not that one. Could probably surprise him with some portal stuff here. But the only thing we'd want to do is get slimmer and faster and meaner. And we don't really have that. We can take Quench under the assumption that we want to act early. Maybe we do just need early plays. Just that against aggro decks, the ability to pay for the Quench starts coming up pretty quickly. But I kind of like it as just, again, something we can do on the earlier side of town. Like maybe Collision Colossus isn't the nuts here. Yeah, we might not have time for it, but it also might be how we play it and win the game. Patience is a thing. Patience is a thing, but that's the thing. Like seeing what lines, it's all, you know. We can name a bunch of things that are small mistakes that players, below average players, tend to make, but it's hard to know where you're struggling. Yeah, seeing and considering more lines tends to be... I don't know if that's helpful in terms of you figuring out where your leak is, where your leaks are, Dionysus, but I think Queen is correct in saying that, like, it's ultimately about making sure you are aware of all the things you can do and that you're making the best choices. And so just seeing more lines can often be a big part of it. Dionysus, do you listen to limited resources? Haven't asked. I assume incorrectly that most of my viewers got here through limited resources, but have found that some people made it through other means. And limited resources and other resources like that are a great place to do that. Dionysus, I think recording your games and showing them to your play community is a good idea. I don't know if I'm going to be able to offer you the time to do that. It's not realistically... I mean, it's a service I could charge for or something, but being your magic tutor is not not something I really have the bandwidth for. Beyond doing what I can here at times like this. Borax is done on that one. Stuck on land, and we have a 6.6. So yeah, I am running Windows 10 on. I guess I took it down. I could put the specs of my machine up here. Let me go here. DXDiag. On this. Where'd it go? There it is. Save all information. I'm just running this back anyway, so doing this while it's here. Desktop, DXDiag. Trying to figure out what the most useful part of this is. I think this is the most important section of the DXDiag for your question. That's the computer I'm using. Dionysus, if you started streaming, I would try and catch you and maybe hang out while I was doing some other stuff, sure. But no guarantees, you know. It all depends on the timing. Did you ever tell me where you're watching from? I'm not going to watch you until you tell me where you're from, Dionysus. My current guess is Mars. Is it Mars? I'm using Streamlabs OBS, yeah. Amsterdam, right on. I was going to guess Europe. I was kind of thinking Europe, but you didn't feel American to me. I'll say that, but I couldn't get any more sense than that, so I didn't want to. Or maybe you're an American living in Amsterdam. What do I know? But definitely felt. How do you get your videos to record? The VODs are recorded automatically. Maybe Queen, at the end of the session today, I'll show you a little bit of how-to on processing your VODs for videos. I have not been to Amsterdam. I've been to a lot of places in Europe, though. I lived in India for 2 years when I was in middle school. So from age 11 to age 13, I lived in New Delhi, India. It was a defining experience of my life. But traveling to there and back from there, ended up going through Europe and Asia for short visits to different places. But I don't think we made it to Amsterdam. I think we made it to Germany and London and France. Let's see, what are we doing here? What do we want? We have 4 lands. We want more, though. We've got biogenic upgrade. We don't have any gate payoffs here. And thought collapse. Would we play that? When are we getting a thought collapse in? Because we're going to get admonition into shark to crab, into Renhorn, into upgrade. We don't really need thought. I think we're going to be more proactive here. I'm going to ditch the thought collapse and keep the land and just try and keep cruising up toward a nice 3, 4, 5, 6 sequence coming up. No, not missionary stuff. My stepfather was a teacher, an administrator, high school administrator and teacher who had overseas teaching experience. And my mother was a middle school teacher and administrator. And a former colleague of my stepfather's reached out and said, hey, we need some teachers here at the American Embassy School in New Delhi. We need a high school principal and a middle school principal. We loved married teaching couples with families because they add to our community. what do you say? You want to come work in New Delhi for a couple years? And we said, adventure. Sure, let's do it. So we did. We're going to play the gate here and admonition the roustabout. Oh yeah, there was no question at any point that we weren't going to send that back. We want to use our mana every turn. It was our only 3 mana play, and against Rakdos, we just want to keep the board clear. We were very lucky that they did not have a 2-drop. Streaming is tiring sometimes. Sometimes I feel like I could go... I'm like, I see why Kenji does 24-hour streams. That would be easy, you know? But it's not... But sometimes there's like, I don't... I'll pretty much always be willing to play Magic, but there's sometimes your heart's not into it, and there have been a handful of times on stream where I felt like my heart wasn't in it anymore, and I was just kind of going through the motions on screen. And those times are the toughest because the show must go on, but they're very rare. I haven't really felt that way. Yeah, we could insight for another land, but we could also just we could play the Gateway Plaza, pay for it, and play the sneak as our play here. I'm fine with that as well. We'll find more gates. It's just kind of sad to use so many of our gates ahead of the sneak, but I think it's fine. We're at 19. Gonna get a ton of life out of the Angel. This one feels in much better shape for us. Next turn, if we draw a gate or a spell, we're probably Rendhorning. If we draw a basic land, we got to decide what to do. I might just Angel at that point and really just put our life out of reach. If they play a single creature and we find a way to remove it, we might do that. Like if we draw a, I don't know, if we draw the Stony, we can't actually cast it. We can't cast Shark to Crab. Oh, we could do Shark to Crab Stony. So if we draw a Stony Silence, we could do Shark to Crab Stony. Another sneak, you say? Oh, stop it. What are you... Nobody's talking to you, phone. So, probably just the Rendhorn here. And be patient. I don't want to Insight because they get good attacks in if we do that. This way they have to take out the Rendhorn if they want to get attacks in. I'm really not concerned about Blade Brand or even, you know, losing any creatures. I just, you know, we're going to get a huge ton of life and a couple extra cards, and potentially a lot of extra cards. And here we go. You know, we're talking about inheritance, and here's where, like, people think about this card when it's overwhelmingly good and you just can't beat it and it feels great, but you got to remember the times where it's medium to bad, and it's medium to bad right now. So remember that, you know? It's not always good. And here we get a nice attack with the Rendhorn. And we get to drop the Angel after. It's still good in this deck. This is exactly the kind of deck I wanted. But even where it's in the correct deck, doing the thing that the deck ultimately wants it to do, it's not doing it well here. Yeah, this is, which is kind of my point. This is not even a place where someone is running the IGI incorrectly. They're running the IGI correctly, but it's not good 100% of the time. And here's an example of that. We're also not so far up against it that we have to play the Angel here. We could do Shark to Crab or even the Insight. But I think I want a creature. And, you know, 10 life is good enough. Let's just max out our mana. Well, against Rakdos, sometimes 10 life isn't good enough, but in this case, I think it is. Want him to tap out so that we can make some decisions around this biogenic upgrade. If we draw a gate, it should really just be over, because we get to make the sneak unblockable, give it some counters, This smacks to me of Carnival, actually. And we don't need to worry about it. We'll just take it. Yeah, it could be Storm Strike too, but I don't have any reason to block is the bottom line. We'll take that 3. Maybe they get a Blade Juggler here or whatever. I don't care. Reasonable. So Greedion's gonna eat the Rendhorn. But we did get our gate. So we'll just go gate. Oh yeah, they already had Spectacle, sure. Never mind. And let's see, we get 6 power added to these guys. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's not 16. But it is certainly a... What are you going to do about this? Although it taps us out, and then we're looking at 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, it's still not enough to worry about. We could also just Shark to Crab now. Yeah, I kind of want to do that. I think I'm going to be patient again. Because Shark to Crab with Biogenic means we get to freeze the Grudian and nothing of ours actually even dies. And we don't get 2 plays here, so we just throw down the Shark. Taken 1. Hey, Dionysus, you also may want to try, just recording your own games and watching them back yourself can be really helpful at seeing your own mistakes. I often say that if I could only play behind myself, over my own shoulder, talking to my own ear, my win rate would go way up, because I feel like when I'm not looking, when I'm watching myself or I'm watching others, I feel like I see more sometimes. So sometimes you can be your own tutor by watching your own games. What are they doing here? What is this about? I don't care. You got it. We're gonna biogenic and go nutso next turn. I think if they don't remove some creatures on this turn, that our next turn is just going to be too good for them to overcome. I was thinking Blade Juggler before too, Galot, but as was observed, they already have Spectacle because of the inheritance. So it's not like they need to attack to ensure that. Wow. Well, we can do that kind of freezing too. Well, if it's not Blade Brander, it wouldn't have tapped their mana that way. So let's just see what they think of this. We're gonna go like this, and like this. Storm Strike feeling more and more likely. Although Storm Strike would not have saved the Roustabout, so... Man, I get that you don't like me drawing cards, Oppo, but I don't think this sneak was actually your big problem. Yeah, maybe Scorchmark. They could have been willing to two for one themselves for Scorchmark. That's an interesting possibility. It's always weird when they choose like this, but not this. You know, like what do they have that makes them attack with one but not the other? Maybe they just want to be defensive on some level. Yeah, I don't know how Oppo gets out of this. Especially with Chillbringer on the horizon. Yeah, that would have gotten them out of it if they had a Blade Brand to go along with that, and the mana, of course. This should just be game, though. All right. Rattling off a nice 4-0 start. Forgot to update the last one. I'm 1 win behind on my record. Iceman, we drafted a bunch of Ricks last week, and it hasn't come up yet this week. If you want to see some Ricks, you can go to my VODs. So if you go to the Going Optimal stream page videos, you can find some Ricks from last week. And I think I uploaded some Ricks to YouTube. So there's probably some on YouTube as well. All right, well, let's close out this draft one way or another. Either lose twice or win once, and then see what we want to do with our remaining time together. I was doing pretty well with Ricks, just sticking with the Esper control, some combination of Esper control deck, or the occasional oddity that comes your way. We played a straight green-red Dino deck the other day to pretty good effect, I think, right? Isn't that right? Anyway, only one measly land, or we could be pretty happy about this. If we had any second land, this Admonition would make me want to keep. We got a mole. Ugh, even worse. See if we find some white and recover from here. With 2 insights, the way we win this game is finding some white mana. So even though we clearly need mana, I'm going to go digging for white. Some of the old ones might be. I think the new ones are supposed to be at the higher resolution. I thought I was worried about that. Then I thought I checked and fixed it. And if I didn't, if new videos are uploading at low resolution, then I need to solve that problem. This is just this ongoing figure your stuff out. situation for me. Details. Advanced. I'll have to look later. Nothing there. But like, I go on the editor. Sorry, a little distracted over here as I try to learn something about my YouTube situation. Newest one is 360, but old ones are, I wonder why that is. The new one should be. I just uploaded it. You mean like the traditional number 9? Maybe. Oh yeah, interesting. I'll have to look at that. I don't know why the new one is only 360. I had some issues with that one. Weird. Thanks for mentioning that, Cold Grits. We'll figure it out later. Sorry, Oppo. I'll get back to plugging into this game now. Here we go. Oh, I have control on for some reason. I was wondering why it was being weird. There we go. Okay, well, let's find some land. Okay, perfect. We'll take that. I think I left my RoboVac on again. I hear bumping upstairs. Hold on, I'll be right back. No blocks. Well, we had a rough start, but Oppo is not pressuring us. So we may get some Sphinx's Insights in. Next turn, I'll do the Insight plus Thought Collapse pairing. All right, we got lucky there. Was expecting us to have to deal with yet one more threat and then untap to have Thought Collapse and Insight. But they didn't cast anything on their main phase, so we get Thought Collapse and Insight without additional pressure, so that's amazing. Well, they were stuck on land too, but have apparently ripped nothing but ever since. Giant is not great, but unfortunately we're a little too far off from making an angel that can block a 3/6, so we're just taking too much damage, and also, yeah, it could not be more obvious that this is a high alert deck. We're also in the 4-0 bracket, so what makes this collection of cards actually 4-0 worthy? Copies of high alert, so yeah. We're gonna go ahead and counter that. Now we're gonna go look for more land. Found some. right, well, we're bringing in Clear the Mind, I guess. And, well, we get an Angel here if we want it, or we can get, like, a Beastmaster Hybrid. Kind of like Beastmaster Hybrid. That threatens a lot of damage next turn. And I don't think we're, like, desperate to drop Angel yet. That threatens a lot of damage. See what they do with their mana. They could put the shield on something and make the Beastmaster not really be able to attack without dying. In which case, we might just leave the Beastmaster back and do threat of activation attacks with the hybrid. But which one? Which one will you take? Okay. That's cool. So we could still Beastmaster, and if they try to put two things on, Slimebind, and then it gets removed. But let's wait till we have the Angel for that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We could spend 4, still have Slimebind left. Or just Rendhorn. Let's Rendhorn, and... oh, we might get quenched here. Didn't really think about that. No, no quench. But then next turn we have Slimebind plus Beastmaster Rendhorn attack that could produce some good results. Yeah, we should take Slimebind out. We need to kill them before they find High Alert, basically. We can't win if they find High Alert. Does the Beastmaster play good anymore? If we attack Beastmaster, Rendhorn is an 8/8, and they chump with something. And then the Beastmaster is blocked by two things, and we Slimebind one of them, probably the Night Arbiter, and just make that Arbiter... Yeah. And 1, 2... 3, 4, 5, 6. So they're not like threatening to kill us, really. Not from an Azorius. Not 6 plus 3 from Azorius. So we don't need to even do the Angel necessarily this turn. And we would have Insight plus Slimebind if they block. I'm gonna do it. Yeah, it doesn't really matter with what we're going to do here, which is bind the Arbiter. Or try. And get some insight. Nice. So next turn we get to Plaza and Angel. For 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 life. That won't suck. Ooh. 5, 6, 7, 8. So Gator's already ready to be a biggin. Savant, we got a job for you coming up. You're not likely to return. Spend some time with your family and make peace with your god. Nice life cushion. Got a couple 6/6s. Build your own 6/6s. Actually, we just have 6/6s because at 8 mana, we can make them a 6/6 immediately. And we'll save that Beastmaster probably for an angel attack at some point. That courier can actually block the angel, annoyingly. One thing we can do here is chump with the Savant, make a 6/6, and then at least threaten to have a 1-for-1 with the Gator. Obviously, that's no bueno. What do we got for that? We want our Collision Colossus. Oh, that's bueno. Wow. How much time do we have? We have some time, right? How do we win with this? I feel like hybrid... we're one high alert away from trouble. We're a biogenic upgrade away from an insane amount of attack damage. But we have, like, no trample is one of our problems here. If we upgrade... I think I'm going to take one hit from the Pteramander and look to... Yeah, I'm going to do one hybrid. We're going to make it a 6/6. We do have a Collision Colossus, so we would love to find that. Yeah, Zagana would be amazing. Although yeah, in a two-turn, if we draw Zagana, we have a 2-turn sequence that just kind of wins. Right. What does that get us? We get 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 mana. Nothing to activate. So we can cast this and upgrade. Well, we're definitely doing this, and we're definitely doing that, and that. And maybe even at this point, I'm going to do this. I'm not sure 100% that's correct or whatever, but I'm spreading it around. Instead of just trying to win in one shot here, we get something that can block their Pteramander, and we set up for a really... We can even, like, take on High Alert to an extent right now. Should have figured out whether I was attacking or whatnot before, but we're not. We're gonna... stay back for now. $16. All right, well, we're going to have to win soon. They didn't mill Zagana, so we have 1 in 16 to find Zagana. Oh, yeah, you know what? I misread my own card. Or misthought about this own card. I thought this put counters out and then doubled all of your counters, not just on each of those creatures. If I had realized it was each of those creatures, I absolutely would have made this much bigger. Yeah, high alert's down. We knew that was coming. Gotta try and beat him faster, but yeah, or just, yeah, it's just rough. All is not lost, though. Zagana really does help us win this game, I think. How did we punt Dionysus? What are you talking about? I mean, just not putting the counter there? Yeah. It's not really a punt. I mean, you guys can decide, I suppose. Well, eight, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So we're just dead. Oh well. We knew we were in trouble if they found their high alert, and they found it. No, there was nothing we could do there. We had no blocks. We did the one block we could on the biggest thing we could and still lost. All right, let's not let this time run out. Kind of want to put this in for the presumed binding, although we didn't see one. They didn't bind anything we had. Definitely slime bind out. Stony, I'm not sure what second Stony does for us exactly. We're not going long enough to play... Or sorry, we're going too long to, like, bring in Quench. Like, maybe lock it to get extra card draw, but we kind of got that going too. Maybe it's just this. Just bring in the Expose. Stony? Stony does not give reach. That's the other one. Gator is a big blocker. But we've got big blockers. I don't think we need Gator. You've got better, cheaper, big stuff. 3 hybrids and the like. So I'm just going to run this. Just the one change. Not amazing, but we'll keep. And not bad last game. That was on a mulligan. Oh, we had to clear the mine we could have put in the deck. I should have done that. Yeah, sorry, Sir Elgar, you're correct. Clear the mine should have gone in. If we can make it to game 3, we'll be sure to put that in. Unfortunately, she's got us well stocked. But we'll make a 4/4. That's not too bad. Really want a white source and some inciting. Huh. Surprised they didn't attack. I guess we could have double blocked, and I would have, so it makes sense, actually. Well, shoot, this is the wrong land to draw, huh? I'm going to do this. And then next turn we'll try and plaza to get this through and find some more land. Don't like our failure to apply some pressure here. This is bad. They're going to find their high alert, and we don't have our enchantment removal yet. This ain't great. Although this could be worse. We'll do this. Pay that off. Get a card. Land, land, land. That qualifies. That qualifies. Don't have anything for 5 that we want next turn, so we can go ahead and get another gate. Get some more white mana. Fair. Now they are willing to make that trade. Are we willing to take it? We're probably a ways from... Oh, if they had Slime Bind of their own, they could Slime Bind one and just eat the other, but it's still just a 1-for-1. Is it? No, it's a 2. Yeah. It's a 2-for-1 because they bind one and eat the other. But they use Slime Bind on the sneak. I don't know what's going on, if they're looking to get tricky here or not. I'm going to say no blocks. Too many things that could make that go wrong. And we're not attacking. So what are we doing exactly? We can Beastmaster. They might be quenching here. We don't have any other instants, though. Wish this said can't be countered. I'm going to try the Beastmaster. Use all our mana. Probe for counters. No attacking this turn. We'll see if we can get a Spellbreaker through. No, it looks like they're going to maybe counter that one. No, that worked as well. So then... Savant? Ooh. I'm going to ditch this sneak, but we'll keep the crab. And no attacks. Oh yeah, they're just going to mill me actually, huh? Sorry, crab. I should have been clever. Oh. Yeah, we're losing the crab. I didn't really think about it. But there was not, like, we could have gotten tricky and left something on top for them to mill. That could have been pretty clever, but we're fine here. This is fine. The only question is, like, do we want to get all this mana up? I'm gonna send in now like this at least. They've got something going on here. They didn't do this last time. What are we getting ourselves into? We got to apply some pressure, though. I'm going to do this like this. And then we have one hybrid to pump. A punt is whatever you think it is, man. A punt is a mistake. If you try to initiate an official counting punt of every minor little tiny mistake I ever make on stream, well, you're just, I mean, I don't think a lot of people are going to support you. Like, you're just not going to get a lot of extra votes for that. I think there's no algorithm that we can plug a scenario into and come out with punt, not punt. You just have to decide. But my personal line, I consider it a punt when it significantly it alters the game in a significant way, I guess I would say. And then you're still left to defining what significant is. But I don't care. Again, there's mistakes and there's not mistakes, and whether you want to call at what level a mistake has to become in order to be considered a punt is up. I don't know. It's up to you. Your chat. My sound sounds strange because the furnace just went on. Unfortunately, I've been trying to avoid this because I know it does. So I'm wearing my jacket and everything, but that's just that's the furnace noise. So they didn't really have anything to deal with the last time. I wish we could just tap this down. We have Colossus to get +4/+2. Can we just win? Yeah, we can do... we can make Beastmaster a 7 and then put 7 power elsewhere. You know, that kind of thing. I like that. Let's do this. Try that. Good enough. All right. Yeah, Spellbreaker had Trample, so I put it over on this Spellbreaker. Trample is pretty key here for that stuff. Okay, we wanted Clear the Mind in the deck, and we're going to take out something. What are we taking out? Stony Strength, or maybe 1 Insight? I'll do 1 Insight out. Huh. I think the furnace gave up there, so hopefully it's the sound's not messed up again. Only one of our multiple colors. However, we have a sneak and an admonition, so any land gives us stuff to do. And if we find a green source or something soon, then we can get the hybrid online. So I'm going to... I don't know what you're apologizing for, Dionysus, but it's all good. I'm sure, whatever, since I don't even know what you're apologizing for. Clean living. Free attack. We're going to play the sneak here, but wow, I would block that 100% of the time. Surprised they didn't. They must have high alert. If they have high alert, that would be a reason not to put the Concord Pegasus at risk. So I think we may be up against high alert, but we have some tools here to tempo them a bit and kill flyers and get in free cards. So Ravnica Remix. Yeah, I would play that. That sounds interesting. I have interest, but I don't know if I have time. Most of my Magic is just on-stream arena at this point. We'll see if they block the hybrid, or if they're gonna not risk the high. If they don't, yeah, they definitely have high. Like, they have high alert in hand right now. There's just no way that Oppo doesn't make these blocks unless they are very specifically intending to do some real harm coming up. I could tempo bounce the courier, but again, I just don't think I wanted to make them not block first. And so I was totally cool with that, because they're giving me 2 cards. I get to bounce one of them. You know, like, this is really good for us, actually. 7 incoming, but I'm cool with it. All right, so we got a gate to play. We have a ram that we can play, but then we can't collision. If we want to, we could collision. Well, let's start here. We can do that. And now we need the courier to go away. So we either admonition it or collision it. Let's admonition it for the tempo. We don't have ram collision yet because we only have 1 green, but maybe that'll change. Nope. No luck on that front. Shark to crab. Oh, we can't do shark to crab, stony strength either. We can kill this and then attack for 4 and draw a couple cards. Do we want to set up which cards we draw through? Oh, I got a rope and no save, so I can't mess around here. Let's get on with it. Yeah, we'll do the collision play. Deciding if I wanted to scry first, but we might want to do something other than Saints Row Savant. So yeah, like Exposed to Daylight, for example. Although we playing around Quench, I didn't see if that snap completed or not. We're gonna do it. And I want more land rather than more hybrids. That's great if they're reduced to main phase insights. Maybe Exploding Planeswalker? If we play the Beastmaster with haste, we can give something. We attack 2/2, 2/2, 3/5, 1/3. They have only 1 for 4/5, so they're far away from actually making this a 5/5. And we're still only on 1 green. Maybe Gatebreaker and Sage's Row here. I'm actually going to start with an attack. And we'll try and set up to win next turn with our sequencing here. If they want to put both on the hybrid, we'll probably just let them have it. Although we could do Stony Strength into, like, clear the mine. Remember, we only have one green, so we only get one green spell and then one of these two if it fits. They're not doing anything, though, so we don't have to do anything. We can play this. Although playing in Guild Gate allows us to have 2 green next turn. So what's our plan here? Yeah, I think I want 2 green next turn. So I like Gatebreaker and Sage's Robe. We'll start with checking the future. Chillbringer probably just produces a win, but Angel puts us out of reach as well in a lot of ways. I think we'll do it this way. Oops, this way. And then ram it. Yeah, we got a lot of we got a lot of options here. Most of them are good. Happy Tuesday to you, F9er. Hey, Queen Dragon, you still around? We're going to be wrapping up the stream soon. I wanted to know if you wanted to get that, still see a tutorial on processing your videos. Maybe I'll just process today. I don't know if I can process a stream I'm currently in. I guess not. Never mind. But I will. I'll show Queen how to do that if she's around. So many things to do. 7 mana. We can chill. We can biogenic with Stony. No, we can't biogenic with Stony. We can Shark to Crab. Okay. No, I'll skip it for now, and we'll do it sometime when we can do it live. So then I can answer questions if you have them or anything. So... Thank you for that. I'm just going to go... we can go Shark to Crab. They haven't shown us. Let's just try this. Maybe not. Oh, I gotta decide. Hold on. Jeez. Fuse is going. Now I'm just doing it because I don't want the fuse to end my turn without me attacking or some stupid thing like that. Math is for blockers. One, two. We're still threatening lethal, so they gotta make some blocks here. They can put the Pegasus in front of the Sneak that's only a 1/3, but then they're still taking... Okay, Duelist helps a lot. Maybe Duelist, yeah, lets the hybrid get eaten. Still think we're in great shape. Oh, that doesn't matter. guess we discard... we don't need any of these, but I want all of these, right? Like, clear the mind just in case something goes... I guess we get rid of open the gates for sure, but in case, just if I... Yeah, clear the mind's no good, but if we... all right, fine. I'll be confident enough to ditch the clear the mind, but there's the paranoid part of me that wants to be sure we can cycle through our, put our library into our graveyard into our library if things go poorly somehow here. Let's go now. Shark to crab. Wait. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We only have 8. That's not it. We have Chillbringer and Ram. We have Shark to Crab, Stony Strength, and Ram. We have Angel. You want Crab and Zagana? We do Crab and Zagana. I just kind of want Angel. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. That's the thing. Open the Gates was probably the best card in my hand, and I ditched it. Okay, we're gonna do this again. I got the rope going. I can't not do anything, or it's gonna just go through my turn, and that would be the worst. That was I don't think that was a great play. Sorry about that. But the rope got me, because we're at zero of these. Sorry, we'll do better next time. So let's see. We Chili the Giant, and then they're in chump mode. Or we can... if we draw a land... No, we can't Shark to Crab activate, but we can Shark to Crab Stony, or Chillbring for the same effect. I actually don't care about that. Okay, great. Now... we go 1, 2, 3, 4. And we get the Shark to Crab. Then we go 1, 2, 3, 4. Adapt that, and then we go to Stony. Oh. I think we got there. All right. Nice 5-0 run. Doesn't hurt the old win percentage. They were tapped out. I was just winning the game. It literally didn't matter. If they had mana, then I would have had to think through things, but all I needed to do there was remove blockers, so we did. Thank you, Peacetime. GG's. Captive audience. All right, that was a nice run. We're back to 5K in gold on the account. Oh, let's go get our sweet prize. 2100, 6 packs.